Hello guys, welcome back once again in the new video of React Native, and in this video we will discuss about how we can use section list. So in my previous video we have discussed that how we can display the multiple array with a nested flat list. If I show on the simulator, so in the simulator we can check that we can display the list like this with the nested flat list. Here we are using a one flat list inside the another flat list. So we can display the data like this, but the best way when we want to use the multiple array, one array inside the another array, so we should be use the section list. So let's start with section list. So in the section list many things are same we already used in the flat list, but the few things is different because we are using a one array inside the another array and display with section list. So here this is the code for the flat list. So for the section list, first of all we remove this code and I will comment the whole flat list and will use here a section list. So I am commenting this code and here I will use section list. So section list, like the flat list, should be included in the React Native package. So we already added here section list, so we can use directly here. So another props of the section list is the section we display here. So this is the prop for the section list, and here we will give the name of the section array. So we are using here two arrays, one is the course and the another array is the detail. So the detail array we are using this, so we displayed this data with a single array. So here we will use the key data. So we use here data and here we will use array, and inside this array we just display the name of the course detail all fields. So like this is the array first index and this is the array second index, and here we just give the name of the all the fields. So this is the array third index. So we can also add in the multiple lines, and this is the array fourth index we are using here, and here key always should be data. So this is predefined, we can not use other key in the inner array, so we always used in the section case data key. And we can just copy this array and we just add in the all array indexes. So here we are using the 5 indexes of array. So in the all indexes we just 5 to 6 indexes we are using here. So in the all indexes we are adding this array like this. So now this is the name of the array. We can use here name of the course, or for the better understanding I am giving here a name sections. So this is the name of the section we will display in the list, and this is the data we will display in the field of the each section. We can say the items of the each section we will display. So for the items we will use the data key, and for the heading we will use the whole array section, and we can display any name. We can use name or we can display the duration. So here I am using section as a name and will just add inside the section list. Here we will add this. And another props of the section list is the render item. So this is the render item, and here we will add section. Here we can just, I am using a name of the method, so we can use here any name. So I am using here, we can use here render section item. So we are not using this method yet, so we just add this method. So I am adding here like this. We just add here const and so we did not declare the type of the render item. We need to declare the type of the render item. So here we just pass the item. So item is, we are using here TypeScript. So if you are using JavaScript, so you need not to declaration the type, but in the TypeScript you need to declare the type of the item. So we just turn here. So here we just need to add the type of the item. So in the upper side we just add here, we are using here section, and here we are using the course detail. So course detail is now we are not using, so we just comment this code, because in the inside the section we are using all the data key as a detail of the each section, and here we just add item. So here we just add the export, and here we just type, so this is the name item, and here we just type the type of the item, string. Capital I we will use here. So this item we will use in the render item, section render item we are using here. So here we just add section list render item. So this is the predefined props, and we use it for the section item. We use this props for the render section item, and here we just use item we are using. We are declared upper side. So we need to import this section list render item. So we just import inside the, so when we use it, so it is already imported inside the React Native. And here the item we just here use, so we declare the item in the curly braces. So like this we can use the render section item. So now the next props for the section item is we use render section header, and in the same way we will use here, can just copy and paste, and we can use here render section header, and we just copy this method and we just add here const and name of the method, and we just copy and paste like this. So this is the render section header. So we need to declaration for the section header also. So in the section which type we will use, so first of all we just need to declare the type of the section. So we just copy and paste here, and we just add here section, and in the section we use the each item of array. So suppose I am using here id, name, duration and data. So each type we will declare here, suppose id, and id type is string, so we need to declare like this. And the another thing is the name, and we just use this name like this. So this is also a string type, need to copy and paste. So another thing is the duration, and another thing is the data. So data actually we are taking for read only and taking in, so it's a string type array. So I am using here item actually is string type, and we are taking here array, so we just use here key as a data. So this is actually the section type declaration. So another thing we need to declare here type, and I am using here render section header arguments, and here I am using section we are using a section list data, so we use here section list data. So because we are using here section list, and inside the section list we are using two arguments. One is the item and another is the section we are using here. So we can use here capital S, so its type we just add here. So this is the render section header argument, so we just use this inside the our section list header, and here we just adding this. We are using inside this two things, item and section, so we just add here two argument. So we are using here section, and inside the section we are using which we want to display. So two argument we are using inside the item and section. So in the section we want to display the name and data in the item, so we can use here name and data, and we want to use this name here. So actually this bracket we just use here. Yeah, so like this we can use the name. So another prop we use in the section list is the same like key extractor we use in the flat list, and here we use actually the item. So first of all we want to display this, so I am saving this and just check in the list. Yeah, so now you can check that list is actually displaying here, but the CSS we did not set yet, so we need to set the CSS. So this is actually the render section header, so we can display this, or we can add here a view to display the section item. So suppose I am using here a list footer header, so I am using this view directly here. We are using in the old flat list, so we can also use here a view. And in the section header we can also use the view, and we can add any background color you want. Suppose I am giving here a background color is green, and here I am giving the background color pink, and save this. Yeah, so now all the sections will be show like this. So now I will add the CSS on the text, so I am just adding here font size is 25 and font weight I am using here bold, and in the section item we are also giving the font size. I am using here 15, and here font weight we can use suppose 13. Yeah, now save it. Yeah, now the items is showing like this. So now I am removing the background color, so we are displaying here pink color. So I am removing this background color and also removing this background color from here, and the font size I am using here 18. Now save it. So now we can check that we can display the data with section list. So now we can check that now we are displaying this data with the section list only a single array. So you can display it better as you want. You can add the you can give the style in the text and the view, and you can display in also a better way. So if you want to display all the section header in the different color, so we can also give here a text color. So all the header will be show in the different color. So I am giving here margin is 20, so we can give here a margin 10, and here we can give the margin 8. Want to give the margin in the left side, so we can give here margin left is 15, and we are displaying only a single item here, so we just using here margin left, and we need not here flex, and header we are using a left margin is 10, so we are also giving here margin 10 already, so we need not to add here, and we just remove the flex from here also. Now the list will be displayed like this. The other props we use in the section list, like if we did not have any data, so we can use here a list empty component. So list empty component is the same we use in the flat list. So already we are using here list empty component. So actually you if the data is not in the list, so a message will be just display here data not found, so we can directly call this. We was using this in the flat list, so we just call here in the section list also. So this will also work in the section list as well. And if you want to display any header on the section list, so we can display here list header component and list footer component. So I am using here list header component. So this is the list header component, and here we just use list header component style, and here we just display list footer component and list footer component style. And we are using already for the flat list header component, so we just call here. So this is the list header, so we can directly call here list header, and we can also give the style. If you want to give any style in the list header component, so we can just add here. So I am giving here list header components background color, suppose I am giving a blue color, and in the list footer component we can call directly the list footer we are using for the flat list. So the same footer end of the list we have added for the flat list, so we can call the same method here for the section list, and we can also give the style. So I am using here a background color for the footer, so I am using here a red color. So this is already we are using for the flat list in my previous video, so I am using here the same background color, list footer component, list header component. So already I have used for the flat list, so same method I am calling from the section list. So I am just save it, and you can see here a header course list is showing here, and end of the list is also showing here. So we can give a better color. Suppose I am giving here a gray color and save it. Yeah, so now the course list is showing like this. So I am not using this method here, so we just can comment this, because we are not using a render item this here. And yeah, so like this we can display the data in the section list. So I hope this video is very helpful for understanding the section list. If you want to display the data in the section list in place of the flat list, so we need not to use the nested flat list if you use the section list. And section list I think is the best way to display the data if we are using the nested array, one array inside the another array. So if you like this video, please like, share and subscribe the channel. Thanks for watching.